Thunder facing off against the Louisiana College Lady Wildcats for the second part of the Beth Baker Classic. Of course, this is not a legitimate tournament because with North Central and Wheaton both being in the CCIW, they didn't want a situation where they would have to play each other in the championship. Either way, earlier, just before this, North Central ended up dropping the game, losing both games in the Beth Baker Classic.
Yeah, so yesterday we were able to see the Thunder win their first game, both of the season and the home opener, where they beat Lake Forest 74-57. And the top scorers for that game for the Thunder were Kelly Lawson with 17 points, followed by Maggie Dansville with 16. Devin Kyler and Hannah Frazier each had 10 points, and Kyler also led the Thunder in blocks with 9, with actually rebounds with 9 total, and she had 2 blocks on the game, which tied for first for the team.
Right, and Louisiana College yesterday beating North Central 77-71.
Yeah, it was a close game too toward the end, lots of action. The top scorers for Louisiana College was Brooke Jones with 17, Z had 13, and Courtney McGee had 12. And Brooke Jones led the Lady Wildcats in rebounds with actually 16. She had 6 offensive and 10 defensive. So she will be a present underneath the rim tonight.
Right, you mentioned number 25, Zarian Maximilian. I'm probably messing up that name, so I was advised by the coaching staff of Louisiana College just to call her Z. So I'm going to respect that decision, and that's what we're going to do. We're just going to call her Z, and also we're going to send it down to the court now as we're going to have the starting lineups. First, national anthem, followed by the starting lineups, and then we'll be right back here at the media desk.
First for the visiting Louisiana College Lady Wildcats, wearing number 1, a 5'6" senior out of Simmonsport, Louisiana, Courtney McGee. Wearing number 2, a 5'8" junior from Houston, Texas, Janae Smith. Wearing number 24, a 5'8" senior from Lafayette, Louisiana, Taylor Payne. Wearing number 25, a 6' sophomore from New Orleans, Louisiana, Zarian Maximilian. And wearing number 54, a 6' senior from Covington, Louisiana, Brooke Jones. Now for your Wheaton Thunder. Wearing number 14, a 6'2" junior from Champaign, Illinois, Devin Kyler. Wearing number 15, a 5'11" sophomore from East Peoria, Illinois, Jordan Myroth. Wearing number 22, a 5'10" senior from St. Anthony, Minnesota, Kelly Lawson. Wearing number 24, a 5'9" senior from Wheaton, Illinois, Maggie Dansdale. And wearing number 34, a 6'2" sophomore from Batavia, Illinois, Hannah Frazier.
Coached by Hank Madison, Louisiana College coached by Patrice Carter.
Here we are back at the media table again. I'm Andrew Pitkin alongside Hannah Japp. Getting ready for this game. No changes to the starting lineups for either side. Should be an exciting game.
It should be an exciting game because both teams are actually undefeated on the season, even though Wheaton's only played 1 game and Louisiana College has only played 2. And actually, their first game of the year, they defeated Birmingham Southern 77-53. So that was their season opener on November 11th. So we should see a pretty good game today. And yeah, like you said, the lineup has not changed for the Thunder, so Coach Madison must like that situation there. Which we saw some pretty good things yesterday with new talent coming into new positions, because they did graduate some of their best players, such as Kay McDaniels and Chantel Meacham. But overall, I see some pretty good things.
Maggie Dansdale for 3. Starts it off again for the Thunder.
Yeah, Maggie Dansdale had a great game yesterday. She had 16 points, which was second, only behind Kelly Lawson with 17. And Lawson was second last year on the team in scoring, with averaging 12 points per game. So we'll be seeing probably lots of action from those two again today.
2 of 3 on the season from deep for Dansdale now. There's a swat. Couldn't tell if it was Dansdale or Kyler. Possibly just a combination of the two throw-in for Louisiana College. Good defense by the Thunder. Eventually the ball comes in. Jump shot by Smith. Stop and pop. With the shot clock running down as well. A little bit of 3-force court pressure there.
Yeah.
And a turnover there. Myroth pass a little too low for Frazier. So here's McGee. Smith, the player with the ball right now. Interesting story about her. She began her career at D1 Grambling State as a basketball player. There's a nice pass to Taylor Payne. Transferred to Blinn Junior College, played there for a year. Now playing at D3 Louisiana College. So quite a roller coaster ride for her as Frazier puts that one in.
That's a pretty unique story there.
And all over the place, and starting at a D1 school brings a lot of good experience to this D3 Louisiana College team.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of difference between D1, D3, but at every level there's always some good basketball you can see. It's just a little bit different.
McGee has ISO on Dansdale. Dansdale pokes it away. Can she save it? No. Rolls barely out of bounds. The shot clock was reset. I'm not sure that Wheaton ever necessarily possessed the ball. So they're going to go to the scoreboard and scorer's table and see how much time should be put on that shot clock. There's actually just 2 seconds left now. So we'll have to find quick shot here from Payne. High arcing. Rebounded by Jones. Back up. So far in the season, Brooke Jones averaging 12.5 rebounds. Of course, that's just through a couple of games. But 18 points and 12.5 rebounds, that's a double-double.
Yeah. Even though it's early on, she has had a pretty prominent season, like you said, with averaging 12 rebounds. She had quite a few in the last game with 16, like I said earlier, and she'll be very prominent underneath the rim. Both teams have had some pretty good defense. We've seen a few almost steals and some steals too. We just had a steal by Jordan Myroth here.
Here goes Myroth past Jones. Floats it up, and it goes down. Also, there was that three-pointer for Devin Kyler, stretching the floor, even as a 6'2" center. Here's McGee down low to Z, and puts it in. McGee, the best passer on this team, has racked up plenty of assists in her career. Gets back cut there, but Dansdale, the pass a little bit behind her from Lawson, and the ball goes out of bounds.
We have seen a few passes that have gone a little errors in the last game, and we've seen that one right there. But overall, with the Thunder, we saw a very good defense last year, last game yesterday with quite a few steals, at least 13, I think, overall. So they're a very strong defensive team.
This one down to Z. Going up, and she's fouled from behind. We'll see who it's on. I think it was Devin Kyler. Actually, it's Dansdale, as you see here on the Realty Executives replay. Just reaching in there. This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We're happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSN broadcasts. So Z hits the first free throw there. 10-9, Louisiana College through the first 4 minutes of the game, hanging tough with the Thunder. And the second one is good. Tie game here at 10 and some full court pressure that in the end fades off a little bit. Z on Kyler. Jen Berg into the game. Lawson, ill-advised shot there from her. She can make that, but with a hand in face and on the move, it's going to be tough. Smith for three, no good. Rebounded by Lawson. Pass out to Berg, looking for Frazier right away. Finds her on a delay. Good defense by Jones. Frazier with a deep two. Couldn't get it. Rebounded by Lawson, fouled on the floor, so the Thunder will have the ball in a throw-in on the side, on the baseline rather.
Yeah, the Lady Wildcats on their defense, they have many players underneath the rim, so they're trying to prevent the shots coming from the layups, the short ball, which the Thunder have been trying to do early on, which does open up for the three on the outside with a nice shot by Jennifer Berg.
Jen Berg hits a three again. Actually just her first three of the season. But certainly a proven three-point shooter. Has always been above 40% from that range. Here comes Lawson through the contact, but couldn't finish, and a foul. Who's it going to be on? Appears it's Thunder ball. So there you see Lawson going through the contact and then just bumping the back of Berg a little bit was Melanson. Had Myroth down low, wide open if she would have seen her. Kyler floating, couldn't finish. Rebound by Jonika Walton. Deep shot for Melanson, no good. Rebounded by Berg.
We've seen the Lady Wildcats try to go through threes early on, but the first two shots have been misses. And then the Thunder have been trying to get points in the paint, which they just do right there.
Thunder taking some wild shots with Kyler, but ends up on the other side for Frazier to finish. Here's Melanson over to Z. Switch to McGee. She'll shoot a three-pointer short. Another rebound for Berg. Down low to Frazier, unguarded. Miscommunication there. And now the Thunder have gone on a 7-0 run. So Coach Patrice Carter will call a timeout.
Looking at the replay, we see that Myroth is, Hannah Frazier's wide open underneath the rim. So that was an easy 2 points.
Yeah, I think Brooke Jones had just subbed out of the game, who was guarding Frazier before, and just a miscommunication that nobody picked her up right after that.
Yeah, so far Hannah Frazier is currently leading the Thunder with 6 points after that 2-point shot. And Devin Kyler has three points with the three she had earlier on. And then we still have a few other ones with Maggie Dansdale with 3 points, Jennifer Berg with a 3. So we've seen a few Thunder players gain their first points off of threes.
If you're Louisiana College here, you don't feel bad about the way this game has gone so far. Maybe the last couple minutes you wish had looked a little differently. But just a 7-point game here with 4 minutes left in the first quarter. Certainly manageable Here's Walton over to Z. McGee stops, shoots over Berg. Good. Courtney McGee. A fantastic shot.
It was a fantastic shot. There were at least 3 Thunder players underneath the rim, and she just shoots right over them.
Frazier. There's a call down low. It's on Jonika Walton. You see here just getting into the body of Berg and elbowing. And I think that's the right call.
I believe that was also the right call. She was all over Jill Berg.
Ball into Frazier. Smith picks her up. Brooke Jones back into the game. Lawson shoots a short jumper. Z coming up with the board and tied up by Jen Berg, but the ball in possession of Louisiana College. See Berg coming from all the way out from the three-point line to force that tie-up and change the possession arrow.
Looking at the scores for Louisiana College right now, Taylor Payne is currently leading them with 4 points, and we have 4 other players with 2 points each.
Jill Berg takes that one away. Now Myroth finds Berg running the whole floor, gets the layup over Z. Now the Lady Wildcats going the other way, and Brooke Jones was met by Berg, but a foul before that play occurred. Thunder might be the best in the country at weak side blocking, coming from the other side as a secondary help defender to get a block.
I would agree. We saw many blocks yesterday with at least 3 Thunder players having 2 blocks on the game, and a few other ones had 1.
Again, McGee looking for Jones.
Which comes with the nice height advantage that the Thunder do have. With many players, actually the majority of the Thunder's roster is at least 5'9" or taller.
I think that's going to pose a large issue because yesterday the North Central Cardinals, for the most part, are comprised of three-point shooters and shorter players, and their strategy is to press you and then hit threes. Whereas the Thunder this year, they used to shoot a lot more three-pointers. This year, they're going to be looking to go inside quite a bit more with their height. As this one's taken away by Smith, going on Myroth and got bumped. And so Smith goes to the free throw line. But as I was saying, it's the Thunder height in this game that might be the difference for Brooke Jones and Z down low.
You did also mention that last year they were more three-point shooters, but I will say, even though they're pretty tall, they're doing very well with the three-pointers because with the 3 attempts that they've had with three-pointers, they're 1 for 1 with 3 players having those. So they're very versatile, both inside and outside the three-point line.
And that one goes in for Smith. Berg in to Lawson. Spins off of Melanson, then loses it out of bounds. Jordan Myroth at the spot. Gets it into Kyler. Now Myroth into the game for Louisiana College's number 33, McQuarn. Myroth couldn't get that one to go. Over to Lawson. She's got a wide open three-pointer off the front iron.
Lawson did have a nice look with that shot. She was wide open. The Thunder did a nice job creating space to have her open. Just didn't quite go in.
Not sure there's too much in that call there. Berg wasn't really making a play on the ball, but either way, she's got to try to make sure she's not near that player so far away from the other basket. Trying to get the ball down to Z, turned over, and Myroth running point guard. Kick out to Kyler, wide open for three again. It's good.
That's Devin Kyler's second three-pointer on the game, which puts her at 6.
Devin Kyler, something we didn't see in the first game, stretching the floor all the way to the three-point arc, but she has that shot. Jones with a fantastic drop step to the left-handed layup and one. I thought it was the right call, but I also thought it was late.
It's always interesting in basketball how it is so many quick things can happen where it is a little bit subjective, so you never really, it can go either way.
Jones at the line 71% from there last season. And it's good. So now Louisiana College draws within 6 with a minute left still in this first quarter. Switch over to Dembski just in. Good play from Jones. She's got Melanson ahead, passes it to her, and it went off of her knee, out of bounds. But there's some of that havoc created by the Lady Wildcats. Dembski swatted away by Melanson. Now Berg with McGee on her. And a 10-second backcourt violation. The Thunder didn't get it across midcourt in time.
Yeah, the Lady Wildcats did put big pressure on just to keep him on the other side, and they didn't have just so many defenders. Made it hard for him to cross over, and that's now a Lady Wildcat ball.
Yeah, to be honest, I didn't realize that 10 seconds had gone by, so good job by the referee doing his job and looking at that shot clock. Down low to Jones, has position on Berg. Sure looked to me like she got a lot of ball there, but a foul called. Maybe she got her lower on the reach around, but other than that, I don't see much in that replay.
I don't see much either. I thought it was a pretty good block, but initially on the play, I didn't have a very good angle on it with the referee in the way.
So Jones back at the line, 1 for 1 today. Now 2 for 2. Lady Wildcats continuing to hang around well. I don't think we've seen the Thunder really hit their stride in an offensive flow as Jones misses that one. 2 of 3 on the day.
Not as much today. Yesterday we had the Thunder going on a few runs in their win, but they're still on top in the first quarter.
Van Dusen hook shot with the lefty. Goes in. McQuarrie partially blocked. Z with the board. Don't think she got it back up in time. Didn't go down anyway. At the end of one, the Thunder find themselves up 24-17. As you see here, the hook shot by Van Dusen going over the smaller defender McQuarrie. Rydeja McQuarrie, just 5'4", the shooting guard out of Alexandria, Louisiana.
That was a very good shot by Van Dusen. She wasn't right in her face, and she just tosses it right in there.
Yeah, fantastic job so far in the game. Thunder.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty good shots. The majority of the Thunder players who've been in the game so far have contributed to some points, with Devin Kyler and Hannah Frazier each having 6 to lead the Thunder. We've seen quite a few shots from the three-point range, which actually every time they've tried to go for a three-point shot, they made it. So even though Louisiana College has had many, we've seen their defense pressured underneath the basket more to prevent the two-point shots. It does free up the outside the three-point circle, and the Thunder are taking advantage of it.
And for Louisiana College, Brooke Jones with 6 points, no surprise there. Tyler Payne with 4, and Smith with 3. So a similar lineup to what was just out there into the game is Jordan Myroth for the Thunder. See who Louisiana College goes with here. It's like Z, Brooke Jones, Melanson, McQuarn, and McGee.
Louisiana College had a pretty used the majority of their time out, so they probably had some adjustments made against the Thunder for this quarter.
Dembski pull-up three, gets it.
Nice shot by Dembski. She was wide open, and I believe that is her first 3 points of the game. And another Thunder three-pointer.
I'm not too sure about wide open. She had a defender right there dribbling right up to her.
But with a shot like that, it looked like it was a wide open.
Yeah, the way it went in, I mean, she executed well. There's Z taking it in strong, getting fouled. Earned herself a trip to the line. First one is good.
So far in this game, Z has been pretty accurate at the free throw line. All her points have come from the charity line, and she's so far 3 for 3, with her fourth one coming on.
That one hitting a little back iron, but falling softly. Still that pressure from the Lady Wildcats. The luxury of being a Thunder player is that you have ball handling. As Devin Kyler, 6'2", brings the ball up. Jordan Myroth gets called for a travel. Looked pretty good to me, but either way, it's going for the Wildcats. We'll see here on the replay. And yeah, she did drop that left foot back before dribbling, so definitely gave up her pivot foot there for a travel. Down low to Brooke Jones. Pass around to McQuarn, and she's fouled. Impressive pass from Jones to wrap around the body of Kyler.
That was very impressive. We've also seen the Lady Wildcats they've gone to the free throw line quite a few times in this game already.
McQuarn, usually a three-point shooter so far in the season, is 7 of 14 from three-point range. But there found herself under the basket and drew a foul. That one bounces out, and Dansdale takes it in stride, and McQuarn gets called for a reach from behind.
Also looking at stats for the Lady Reds for the free throw line, looks like about 8 points have come from the foul line out of their 20.
Devin Kyler down to Van Duzen, and she's fouled on the floor. See here, Kyler with the ball up top, down to Van Duzen. Earns herself a foul. Now we'll see what Coach Madsen's drawn up. Devin Kyler keeps it down to Van Duzen, all alone over McQuarn.
Devin Kyler actually did a nice job recognizing that. I think she thought about passing to Jordan Myroth, but she was being stalled by a Lady Wildcat instead. She passes it up to Van Duzen, in which they were able to get some few points off there.
Ball taken away from Z, and then McGee gets it back, and she was pushed by Myroth, no doubt about it. So a foul, and the ball stays with the Wildcats.
Under foul, number 15, Jordan Myroth.
Yeah, Myroth almost had a steal on that play, but
yeah, just got a little too much of the body there.
A little too much.
Brooke Jones from the top of the key, no good. Now the ball over to Kyler. Van Duzen. And there's a foul on Melanson. Dan still trying to get around her, and not a lot of contact there, but a foul called. Has Dembski in the corner wide open. No one seeing it. Dansdale puts up a 4 shot with Jones on her. McGee over to McCorn, down to Jones, blocked by Van Duzen. And Kyler comes up with it. Shot in the corner from Dembski, no good. Rebounded by Leger. And off the back of Melanson, and the other way we come. Dembski open again. No good. McCorn for 3. A lot of short shots we're seeing here off the front of the rim.
Just a few on so far. They have been just a bit short. We haven't seen many go a little bit too long.
Could be a little bit due to fatigue of playing 2 days in a row. Not something you do in basketball too often. As here's Van Duzen from the top of the key, no good. Rebounded by Lawson, back up with the left hand, no good. Back up again and fouled this time.
Looked like on the first shot, this one, she looked like she was trying to get fouled, but she did on the second try. So she'll go to the line.
That's the first foul on Brooke Jones. She can extend to this Thunder lead. That one's short. Mass substitutions for each team. Jacqueline Sanjul and Frazier back into the game for the Thunder. For the Wildcats, you see Smith, Payne, Z, and first into the game, number 3, Lakedra Franklin.
And with that free throw made by Lawson, every Thunder player has scored at least 1 point in this game.
There's a reach in from Sanjul, and that's just something you don't need. See here, left arm comes across. Just needs to keep that one out. So Janae Smith will take the ball out for Louisiana College. And it's an offensive foul on Z. Didn't see anything on a replay. I don't think it got the entire play there.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what the foul was.
Here's Kyler with Z closely guarding her. Kelly Lawson to Dansdale, deep 2. No good, rebounded by Frazier. That one's stolen away by Franklin going the other way. And Kyler blocked it, but they're going to get her for a foul.
Yeah, I think she had a hand on.
I think she was just bumping her on the way down.
I think so.
That's the only thing that I could think of them calling her for, because up top she got all ball. Franklin in and out. That one bounces around and goes down. Lawson fouled from the side by Franklin.
Louisiana College foul number 3, Lakedra Franklin, her first.
And the Thunder in the bonus, so Lawson gets a chance to earn some from the free throw line. Makes the first one. Second one, no good. Leger with the board. Now Smith pushing the pace. Payne trying to find Z down low, but good denial by Frazier. Over to Franklin. Driving on Dansdale. Ball all the way out to Smith. 8 seconds on the shot clock. Smith splits a double, shoots over Frazier, short, and out of bounds.
That was some very good defense by the Thunder. The Lady Wildcats didn't have, a few times they were a little bit in trouble of not being able to pass the ball off because they just played some very tight defense. Once they were able to let the shot clock die down.
Dansdale misses Franklin with the rebound. And she's fouled there. She takes, actually it's a travel on number 24, Taylor Payne. Lawson pushing the pace. And a foul there. What's the call? Got a charge. An injured player here. Number 24, Taylor Payne, is down. Tough to tell. Really close play there.
It was a close play. Looked like Lawson was trying to slow down and maybe not get called that.
So the injured player, Taylor Payne, will go through some stats. Brooke Jones still just with 6 points and Taylor Payne with 4. And for the Thunder, pretty even spread. Devin Kyler with 6 and Hannah Frazier also with 6. So no one really standing out for either side, but just good team efforts.
Yeah, both good team efforts, especially by the Thunder, looking at very evenly spread. We've seen very good offensive numbers, especially from the three-point circle, with three players still hitting 100% from 3, and a few other ones. Devin Kyler's hit 50% for shots and 100% still from 3. So still pretty evenly spread.
31-21, 5:30 left in this second quarter. McGee bringing it up. Smith has the ball now with Sanjul on her. Over to Z. McGee driving, gets past Lawson. Couldn't finish though. But good quickness on the hesitation by McGee to get past Lawson. A great defender. Frazier going up, but a tough angle, and it doesn't go in. Smith down to Z. Pump fake. Gets low and finishes.
That was a good shot by Z, being able to get over Hannah Frazier for a nice easy 2 points.
Devin Kyler picked up the ball in a dangerous spot there, but able to get rid of it to Sanjul. Now Dansdale cutting across the lane. Lawson gets around her defender, short jumper, but she's off again. Kelly Lawson struggling a bit today for the Thunder. Smith takes a jumper that's also short. Sanjul the other way. Lawson 0 for 5 from the field with 2 points that came from the free throw line, and Lawson 0 for 6 now. Coach Madsen irate. Believe there should have been a foul call on that play. Leje with the jumper. Now Sanjul. Down low to Frazier. She's got position, couldn't finish, and McGee fouled her. Good seal here by Frazier, and then McGee coming over late under the basket earns the foul.
That was a good play run by the Thunder, like you had spoken. Nice pass from Kyler to Hannah Frazier. Didn't go in, but she was fouled.
Coming out of the game is Z and Smith, and in is McCorn and Brooke Jones. Also Jennifer Berg in for the Thunder. That free throw is made by Frazier. McGee gets around Lawson off the backboard, no good, so 2 missed layups, but then McGee takes it away. Swipes it away from Lawson and finishes her 3rd layup attempt. I tell you, McGee's a special player.
I'll say. She's had some pretty good, that was a nice run there with the steal and then the 2 points on the play. I think they would put her at 4 now.
Frazier, and 1 underneath on the rebound.
Frazier's had some good opportunities to score during this game. She currently is leading the Thunder with 8 points on this game, and she has a chance to add to that.
In the game, the Lady Wildcats, number 11, Jamaica Wall.
Frazier makes the free throw. Now 11 points today. Still Louisiana College within 10 digits. 10 points. Walton puts it back up. Couldn't finish McCorn. Bringing it out to reset with a new shot clock. McGee to Walton, down low to McCorn. Puts it up late, but then didn't get it to go down. Dan still coming forward. Frazier running the floor. Switch to Berg, who goes in strong and fouled.
On the last possession for the Lady Wildcats, they had an opportunity to score because I think McCorn was open underneath the rim, but she just wasn't able to get quickly enough up there to take the shot.
Jen Berg at the line on the roster, listed as a junior. That's a redshirt junior because last season missing the entire season with injury. She has an extra year of eligibility for basketball if she wants it. First free throw good, second free throw also good. Here comes McGee the other way with 2 minutes left in the first half. McGee looking low to Walton, flip up, and she's fouled. Good play by Walton just to get the ball up any way she can, as you see here. Going around Frazier, and Frazier bodying her, and then helps her up after the play. Walton has to fix her ankle brace, came undone after that. Makes the first one. This is the first broadcast of the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network doubleheader. I guess triple header if you count the one that doesn't have Voices Broadcasting it. 5:30 will be 2 men's basketball teams playing. It'll be UW River Falls and DePaul. And then at 8 o'clock it'll be Nate Stein on play-by-play, myself on color for the Wheaton Thunder facing off against Baldwin Wallace, as that one's thrown out of bounds by Van Dusen.
Lots of basketball action still here at Wheaton College. Also, different other Thunder sports teams are performing today. Men's and women's swimming is at University of Chicago. The women's cross country team actually competed at nationals today, and they placed 15th. So they had a very nice season.
Hannah Roski, as an All-American, finished, I believe, was 21st overall.
Yes, it was. She did finish 21st. So that was a very nice season. I believe she's only a freshman.
She is. Nice block there, and now Dansdale quickly down the other side. Van Dusen makes sure that she has room. Dansdale with the layup. McGee putting it up in traffic, and Dansdale anticipating that pass, steals it away.
Very nice read by Dansdale to have a nice clean steal.
San Jewel setting things up for the Thunder. 45 seconds left in the half. Dansdale driving on McCorn and gets it down.
That's her second 2-point shot in a row with the steal in between. So she's had a nice run within the past minute.
JJ in the corner finds McGee up top, 10 on the shot clock now, 17 on the game clock. McGee puts it up in traffic, and they're going to get San Jewel for a foul, but McGee's really forcing the issue here. She goes into the body, but I think it's because San Jewel turned her shoulder a little bit, got her shoulder into McGee, and needs to stay straight up, playing with her chest forward in defensive position. That one off the front iron for McGee. Second one, same story. 10 seconds left for the Thunder. See how they manage the clock here. Dembski down low to Van Dusen and rims out. Gets it back, but couldn't finish. Dansdale didn't realize how much time was left. So a hectic end to the half. I also think that Van Dusen jumped in to touch the ball illegally, that she was out of bounds and hadn't established position yet. Regardless, no score for the Thunder, 42-29 at the end of the first half. Again, I'm Andrew Pitkin alongside Hannah Japp, and we'll be back in about 13 minutes to give you the rest of this game.
We believe in one sovereign God, eternally existing in three persons, the everlasting Father, His only begotten Son, Jesus Christ, our Lord, and the Holy Spirit, the giver of life.
And we believe that God created the heavens and the earth out of nothing by His spoken word and for His own glory.
We believe that God has revealed Himself and His truth in the created order, in the Scriptures, and supremely in Jesus Christ.
We believe that the Scriptures of the Old and New Testaments are verbally inspired by God and inerrant in the original writing, so that they are fully trustworthy and of supreme and final authority in all they say.
We believe that Jesus Christ was conceived by the Holy Spirit, born of the Virgin Mary, was true God and true man, existing in one person and without sin.
We believe in the resurrection of the crucified body of our Lord, His ascension into heaven, and His present life there for us as Lord, High Priest, and Advocate.
We believe that God directly created Adam and Eve, the historical parents of the entire human race. And they were created in His own image, distinct from all other living creatures, and in a state of original righteousness.
We believe that our first parents sinned by rebelling against God's revealed will, and thereby incurred physical and spiritual death. And as a result, all human beings are born with a sinful nature that leads them to sin in word, thought, and deed.
We believe in the existence of Satan, sin, and evil powers, and that these have been defeated by God in the cross of Christ.
We believe that the Lord Jesus Christ died for our sins, according to the Scriptures, as a representative and substitutionary sacrifice, triumphing over all evil, and that all who believe in Him are justified by His shed blood and forgiven of all their sins.
We believe that all who receive the Lord Jesus Christ by faith are born again of the Holy Spirit, and thereby become children of God, and are enabled to offer spiritual worship acceptable to God.
We believe that the Holy Spirit indwells and gives life to believers, enables them to understand the Scriptures, empowers them for godly living, and equips them for service and witness.
We believe that the one holy universal church is the body of Christ and is composed of Christ's people.
The task of Christ's people in this world is to be God's redeemed people, embodying His love by worshiping God with confession, prayer, and praise, by proclaiming the gospel of God's redemptive love through our Lord Jesus Christ to the ends of the earth by word and deed, by caring for all God's creation, by actively seeking the good of everyone, especially the poor and the needy.
We believe in the blessed hope that Jesus Christ will soon return to this earth, personally, visibly, and unexpectedly, in power and great glory, to gather His elect, to raise the dead, to judge the nations, and to bring His kingdom to fulfillment.
We believe in the bodily resurrection of the just and the unjust, the everlasting punishment of the lost, and the everlasting blessedness of the saved.
The sun was shining as well as it could on the shadowy river, a good part of the shine being caught in the trees. Since about this time last year, painting the Fox River, starting up in West Dundee in the north, we're going to cover all the way down to Ottawa. I hope that it happens at least with one painting I make out of these 60 that, you know, when you look at it, it just leads you. It's heuristic. You know, it wants you to go. It wants you to encounter. I mean, I sometimes think of it as kind of homesickness, you know, where you feel like your identity is out there somewhere else. You're here, but you have this pull, you know, to be somewhere, and it's an ache. In fact, in Gilead, you know, John Ames at some point talks about this town, Gilead, and he says, you know, this town has been wearied a little and then wearied a little more, and yet he says hope is still there. And I mean, that is the thing. Hope isn't the accomplishment. This whole idea of, you know, when is hope important? It's important when it's dark, you know, when you can't see. That's when it manifests itself as a possibility. So these paintings aren't about a sort of glorious resolution, but I hope they are something that makes one feel a glimmer of hope for possibilities.
Hi, I'm Abby Yoder. I grew up here in Wheaton, and I transferred to Wheaton College because I wanted to be in a place that would shape me as a learner and as a Christ follower. For me, one of the best parts of Wheaton was my time spent at Honey Rock, Wheaton's campus in the Northwoods of Wisconsin, where students can take classes, serve as camp counselors, and be developed as leaders. Honey Rock was a great place for me to grow in my faith, live out my sense for adventure, and form lifelong friendships. Whether it's Honey Rock or one of the many other ways to connect on campus, I'm excited to help you get a vision for life here at Wheaton.
Hi, I'm Nate Brown. College will be one of the most transformational experiences in your life. My education in the context of a Christian community helps shape the way I live and engage the world around me. I love that Wheaton relates Christian liberal arts to the needs of contemporary society. The classes are designed to combine faith and learning, giving you a biblical perspective that's accessible and applicable. Wheaton students are challenged to answer questions like, what does it mean to live as a Christian doctor, engineer, or business professional? Being in an environment with other students and faculty who are passionate about their faith and serious about their education will help you to know who you are in Christ and prepare you to go wherever He leads you. I look forward to helping you find your way to Wheaton. Talk to you soon.
Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. Like when I close my eyes and don't even care if anyone sees me dancing. Like I can fly and I don't even think of touching the ground. Like a heartbeat skip, like an open page, like a one-way trip on an aeroplane. It's the way that I feel when I'm with you. Brand new. I feel
Welcome back to King Arena for this Wheaton Thunder Sports Network broadcast produced by Sunrise Communications. My name is Andrew Picken. Alongside me is Hannah Japp. Wheaton leading Louisiana College 42-29 at halftime.
Looking at stats from the first half, we've seen that Hannah Frazier is the only player in the game so far to have double digits with 11, which actually is her season high because the previous game she only had 10. So she's doing pretty well in the this game so far. Also, looking at an interesting stat from the free throw line, in the first quarter, the Thunder did not go to the free throw line at all, and the Lady Wildcats did a few times already. So the Lady Wildcats were hitting 71.4 from the free throw line, and then 60% in the second quarter. The Thunder went there a little bit more often the second quarter, with also hitting 77.8%. And also, another interesting stat is blocks. The Thunder had 6 blocks in the first half, and the Lady Wildcats did not have any.
Another thing to look at this second half, Kelly Lawson, Thunder's best player, 0 of 8 in the first half. So we'll see if she can turn that around. She is starting this second half. Appears to be a complication at the scorer's table. Not exactly sure what it is because Jonika Walton and McQuarrie are both over there. It appears they're just trying to make a substitution, and now Z runs out onto the floor late and is told to come off the court.
They could have written, sometimes before games you have to write who's going to be on the court. Maybe they might have written the wrong players.
I guess so. That's the only you hardly ever see this in basketball, this long of a delay. Coach Patrice Carter now walking over the scorer's table and having a discussion. As far as field goal percentage goes, the Thunder have the advantage there, 42% compared to 32% for the Wildcats. And still a debate going on. Coach Madsen inching closer to the conversation just to understand a little bit of what's going on.
This is pretty interesting to start the second half.
It took quite a while, but I think everything is sorted out now as McQuarrie walks out onto the floor, and Walton as well. And we're ready to play basketball. So second half of action now beginning, as here's the ball with Smith, gets it down low to Jones, passing over to McGee, double clutch and gets it in. Impressive move from her to take the ball away from Dansdale, trying to swat it and then finish on the second try. Myroth with a three-pointer, no good. Lawson down to Dansdale, couldn't finish, gets her own rebound and puts it in. Good starts for each team at the rim.
Very good starts. Also looking interestingly with the Lady Wildcats, the most success they've had is down low with 2-point shots because they have yet to make a three-pointer in this game.
Thunder now in a 2-3 zone, and the ball with Frazier throws it all the way up to Dansdale, who then tipped it out of bounds herself after losing possession. But a fantastic pass from Frazier going half the court to get it up to Dansdale. The ball stuck there under the Timothy Financial Counseling sign. Thank you to everyone at Timothy Financial Counsel Incorporated for helping us put this broadcast on. Ball with McGee, running the play for Jones, but Frazier denying now. McQuarrie dribbling it outside with Lawson in front of her. To Jones. Had Walton open, but threw it a little bit too far in front of her.
She also had 3 Thunder's defenders around her, which makes it a little bit harder to score anything underneath the rim.
Yeah, she was distracted and couldn't make the pass she wanted to. Now the ball with Myroth. Looks like Louisiana College is also running a zone now. Kyler there. It looks like a 3-2 zone with McGee playing a bottom right part of that. There's a jump shot. Maggie Dansdale finishes that.
And also with the 2-point shot from Dansdale, that will put her tied with 11 points with Hannah Frazier for the game high.
Deep shot there from Jones, no good. Understand that shot from Jones though, just trying to get something going. Here's Lawson with a jumper off the glass, no good. Rebounded by McGee, pushing the pace. Passing over to Jones and puts it in. Give credit to McGee, able to split a couple of defenders with that pass.
That was a very nice charge on the court by the Lady Wildcats. I believe it was McGee that had a double, 2 people on her, and she had a nice quick shot to, I don't remember actually who shot the ball, but it was a very nice play.
Yeah, the finish there by Jones. 4 points apiece so far in this second half for each team. Coach Madsen wants a timeout just to get things sorted out right away. He's seen, I think, a lot of fast pace and a lot of different things from each side, and maybe he just wants to slow things down a little bit.
Probably slow things down. It has been a really quick pace of the game so far. We've seen Lady Wildcats shooting, going more, and charging in for 2-point shots underneath the rim. We haven't seen as many go on the outside for the 3-point circle.
The Thunder winning the rebounding margin so far, 29-21. 18 of those for the Thunder are defensive rebounds. They've had the majority of the lead of the game. 93% of the game they've led. Coach Patrice Carter of the Wildcats actually went to Louisiana College. She's a member of the 1,000 Point Club, and she still owns the single game scoring record. She had 45 points against the University of Texas Tyler back when she was a Lady Wildcat player herself. Ball to Lawson, she's open, rims out. Jones able to eventually get the rebound.
Yeah, Lawson almost was able to get her ball back, but Jones was the person to grab it.
McLaurin misses. Lawson was doubled, but able to pass it away. Dansdale stops, kicks out to Frazier for 3, gets the roll. Hannah Frazier with a 3-pointer, her first over Wheaton career.
That also puts her at 14 points on the game.
Ball with Z now to McLaurin, over to McGee. Driving, finds some space for the jumper and hits. Another impressive shot from McGee.
And that should put her at 8 points on this game with that latest shot.
Dansdale missing. Frazier going for the rebound, out of bounds off of Smith. Thunder now up by 14 after McGee's 2-point jumper. Ball over to Myroth. Now Kyler trying to find the gaps in this zone. Lawson couldn't hit that shot. Still looking for her first field goal of the game. That one taken around by McLaurin for a nice finish.
That was a quick 2 points there for Lady Wildcats. McLaurin just charged in there and got the layup.
Good passing there. Ball down low to Frazier.
But the Thunder were able to answer quickly.
And a swat there from Dansdale. Just understanding McLaurin, a proven 3-point shooter, is going to try to pull up almost at any time, and Dansdale able to take it away.
And that will put the Thunder at 7 blocks on this game so far.
Thunder using that height like we've talked about in the first couple of broadcasts.
So far, 6 Thunder players have at least gotten 1 block. Devin Kyler has 2 so far.
Dansdale to Myroth. Dembski. Kyler to Dembski for three. Good. Christy Dembski with another three-pointer in this game.
Nice job by Kyler to see that Dembski was nicely wide open, and she was this time around.
Yes, she was.
And that was a very nice looking three.
Nice shot from Dembski. Now a steal for her. Dembski with 6 points coming the other way. Dansdale has Frazier down low. Didn't get it to her, but Dansdale stops and pops back iron. Got a foul. I thought Dansdale had just as much right to that ball as Jones, but they're going to call it over the back. Brooke Jones did have good position there on the box out to force that foul call. Into the game is Jen Berg for Maggie Dansdale. .445 left in the third quarter. 54-37 in favor of the Thunder. Melanson. Down low to Jones. Big to big passing there between Z and Jones. Myroth to Dembski. There's a shot for Frazier on the baseline. Hannah Frazier just adds to her great night.
She's almost approaching 20 points. She's currently at 18, and we're not. The third quarter is not even done.
Jill Berg walking to the scorer's table. We'll see if she's going to give Frazier a break, as they've got to travel on Jones. I'm not sure I saw that. Plus,
a little bit maybe.
There's a referee underneath the basket that you would think would probably have a better view.
You would think.
Of that than the man in the bottom right corner of the screen, but made the call anyway. I thought it was just a good post move for Jones. Now Jill Berg into the game, playing with Frazier, has it stolen away by Jones. Coming down the court, stops and pops. Couldn't get the roll though. I thought that was gonna flip in.
I thought so too.
After a couple bounces. Frazier again gets around her defender, reaches that 20-point threshold.
She's having a very nice game so far. She's shooting 77.8%.
Courtney McGee from deep, dribbling up and quieting a Thunder run, cutting the lead to 16.
And also with McGee's three-point shot, that's their first one of the game. Because usually we've seen more from the way Wildcats, just two-point shots, two-point jumpers in the paint.
There was Jen Berg cutting across the lane, going up with the left hand. I believe it was Z reaching in. Z saying, I had my hands straight up, but at the time of contact, her hands were down a little bit into the arm of Jen Berg as she misses the first free throw. Into the game is Franklin and Walton for the Lady Wildcats. Melanson and Jones getting a break. Berg hits the second one of two. Smith into the lane, stop and pop, no good. Rebounded by Berg, up to Frazier, and bumped by Smith, and probably just as well that she was to stop the drive. See here, Frazier.
Yeah, Frazier almost just had a clean break.
There's a full timeout here. This season, Wheaton Athletics is proud to partner with Realty Executives as the exclusive sponsor of replays on our broadcast. We're happy to welcome Eric Logan, Becky Vanderveen, and the Energized team to the Wheaton Athletics family and extend a special thank you to them for partnering with us to enhance our WTSN broadcasts. So Frazier with 20 points, Dansdale 11, Devin Kyler with 6. Louisiana College, McGee has 11, Jones 10, and Z with 6.
I'm currently looking to see if there's anything different from the rest of the game. So far, not really. We saw a couple more blocks from the Thunder in this quarter. Bigger story kind of is Hannah Frazier. She's had a very nice second half so far, hitting 20. That's the largest for any player so far in this game. Like I said, Jones has 10 and McGee has 11. So they're the two Lady Wildcats who are in the double digits currently. Maggie Dansdale also is in double digits with 11, like you mentioned earlier.
I think the difference might come in three-point shooting. Thunder 7 of 13. Louisiana College just 1 of 10.
Yeah, and the first three-pointer was from McGee.
Just a couple of minutes ago, McGee dribbling up and giving Louisiana College their first three-point field goal of the game. Screen there from Frazier. The skip to her, open for 3. Couldn't make it this time. Berg with the offensive board and put back.
Nice efforts by the Thunder. Nice throw across court to Frazier. Just didn't quite go in, but a nice rebound by the Thunder to get 2 more points.
Smith gets around her defender, blocked. And Myroth dribbling out of pressure. And got a foul here on Smith.
We've seen the way Wildcats provide some very quick full-court pressure right as the Thunder are getting the ball. There's been a few one time the Thunder actually weren't able to cross the half-court line.
Jordan Myroth throwing in to Dembski. Switch to Frazier. Trying to get it down to Berg, but tipped away and last touch by McLaurin.
It was a tight pass by the Thunder, but it still remains in their possession as that poke went out of bounds.
Question there from the scorer's table quickly, and now Myroth going to throw it in again. Into Frazier. Walton on her. Handoff to Myroth. Down low to Berg and tipped away off the knee of Berg. Going the other way for the Wildcats. McLaurin. Now Z. Up top to Franklin. McGee looking for an option. Z spinning into the lane, blocked by Berg. Jill Berg there once again. Jen down to her sister Jill, and Jill finishes the layup.
Well, Jill Berg has had a nice past 30 seconds. That's her second block on the game, which comes nicely with the nice size matchup she has since the Thunder are running, looks like man-to-man a little bit more, so she did have the size advantage and then was able to get 2 points just now.
37 seconds left, and Z has held this ball for quite some time now. And they're going to get McGee for a travel, just jumped and kind of shuffled her feet, I guess. Myroth spinning, going forward, met by Z, going baseline now, pass to Berg, one dribble and then fouled, trying to pass the ball out. Fantastic play by Myroth to take the baseline there and find that pass.
Very nice job by Myroth. I almost thought for a second she was going to try to shoot. She went down the sideline, then down the backcourt, then nice pass to Berg, and she's fouled. See if she can get a few more points.
She does make the first free throw. Brooke Jones back into the game, as well as Leger. Berg for the second free throw.
And also that the last block she had, that's actually her third, not her second. So currently she leads the Thunder in blocks in this game.
McGee guarded by Myroth, 5'11", going on 5'6". McGee into the lane. Frazier blocking it out of bounds. So still 7 seconds left on the clock in the third quarter. We'll see what Coach Carter's drawn up here. Ball out to McQuarrie. Steps back, blocked by Dembski. Brooke Jones up with the right hand, no good. And no rebound for anyone there as the clock expired. Thunder after that third quarter now up 64-42. They were up 13 at halftime, now up 22, extend that lead by 9 points in the third.
Yeah, so far we've seen still pretty good shooting. A few more Thunder players have gotten a few more points. Jill Berg has 6, Jennifer Berg has 7, Dembski has 6. And those are kind of like some main people I've seen have some points today. Still keep talking about Hannah Frazier. She has 20. And pretty good defense. Lots of blocks we've seen already in this quarter. Kind of out here. I want to see how many they have so far. They have 11 blocks in this game.
Yeah, using that length to be able to get blocks. And a lot of them you see they're not jumping too high or maybe even not jumping at all. I think a couple Jill Berg being 6'2", a couple of times hasn't even had to jump at all. But on the other side of Louisiana College, you've got Brooke Jones with just 10 points, averaging about 18. So I think her team needs a little bit more out of her. Courtney McGee giving her team about as much as she can with 11 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. Shooting 50% from deep and 45% from the field, 5 of 11. Back into the game for the Thunder is Devin Kyler. So you've got a couple of 6'2" players in the game now for the Thunder.
Yeah, like I mentioned, how McGee and Jones have actually about half of Louisiana College's points. For the Thunder, Hannah Frazier has about a third, but overall it's been spread out very well for the Thunder, which it's been looking pretty good because they've led about at least 95% of this game they've led, which they've been pretty stable so far.
Myroth driving, finds a pass. Now out to Kyler. Berg at the high post, back out to Kyler for 3. No good. Now McQuarrie going up and hits the side of the backboard, going in among those taller players. Dembski kicks out to Myroth. Berg down to her sister Jill. Kicks out to Dembski. Quick release three-pointer. Good. Nice shot from Christy Dembski.
Very nice shot. And I believe that's her third three-pointer of the game.
Brooke Jones looking for an option inside with Leger. Now Leger clears out, and Jones going for a hook shot where she is fouled underneath. It's a pretty generous call considering the type of shot that Jones took.
Yeah.
Fading away, not a very strong move.
And I don't think Jill Berg agreed with that call. It was kind of just a random throw up almost.
Jones hits the first free throw. And the second one good. Ball into Dembski, pressured by Franklin. Switch down to Berg, catches it out of the air but couldn't finish the layup. Franklin came up with it, and now passes to McGee. McLaurin airballs a three, but caught by Jones. Now the Thunder trying to get the ball back in. There, a floating pass that Jones almost got to. Bird couldn't dribble, had to pass it off. Out to Devin Kyler, gets by Leger, and Leger has to foul her from the side. Coming into the game is number 22, Chelsea Singleton, replacing Franklin. Singleton guarding Berg. There's a height mismatch there. Ball to Myroth on the baseline, bumped by Jones. So Myroth again at the spot. Ball into Kyler. Back to Kyler in the corner. Switch to Dansdale, driving on Singleton. Gets the finish and one.
Nice job by Dansdale. She could maybe try a three, but instead drives to the hoop, gets 2 points, and she also goes to the line.
Just shooting 17% from three last year. So far this year, 2 of 3 from three-point range, but her bread and butter is getting near the rim, and so taking it to the rim like she just did is probably the right move. Up to Singleton.
And with that free throw, she currently is at 14 points, which is second for the Thunder.
Now Leger. Now one out of bounds. Possession remains with Louisiana College. Kelly Lawson back into the game, replacing Jordan Myroth. Lawson has not had a day to remember. 0 of 11 from the field, but she's got 7.5 minutes left in the game to try to turn that around. Singleton blocked. Picked up by Dansdale. Nice shot there from Kyler as it rattled in.
Nice pass from Lawson to Kyler. And it was just a nice 2 points.
Brooke Jones spinning, able to put it off the glass. Brooke Jones is just one of those names you feel like you have to say both names. It's never just Jones, it's Brooke Jones.
It does seem that way. Although I do have many friends that you have to put the last name with the first. It just has a ring to it.
There was a steal from Brooke Jones. McGee quickly to the rim but couldn't finish, and she's had a few of those occasions where she gets past the defense but then is going too fast to put it in. Jill Berg down low on Leger and puts it in. Thunder now with a 26-point lead.
And which that is their largest lead of the game.
Brooke Jones thinking about the three-point shot, instead drives, trying to pass out to McCorn, picked off by Jen Berg.
Nice pressure from the Thunder defense. She had at least 2 or 3 people around her, so she tried to pass it off, but it was able to be stolen.
Jill Berg down low, another layup.
It seems many of the points for both sides have been from in the paint so far. Not many from the three-point line so far in this quarter.
Ball taken away by Kyler. Now Lawson into the corner to Dansdale, down low to Berg again, over Leger and one. Jill Berg again from that same block. gets another bucket.
And another Wheaton Thunder, currently in the double digits, and she has 13 so far for Jill Berg.
Jill Berg has taken this fourth quarter by storm. 6 of 7 from the field, 1 for 2 from the free throw line, 3 boards, 1 assist, 3 blocks, and a steal. Couldn't make the free throw though, didn't get any of the rim on it either, so automatic throw in for the Lady Wildcats. She runs off chuckling a little bit, as it's obviously something you would never want to do at the line, but with 13 points, she's feeling okay about that mistake. Jones down low, too strong, rebounded by Berg. Ball out of bounds over here. Courtney McGee jumping over our media desk. That's the type of hustle a player like McGee brings. How are you feeling, Hannah?
Doing pretty good. You did have some nice action there. By us pretty quickly there.
We are part of the game. Right on the sideline, Kyler driving with the floater off the backboard. I don't know if we've ever seen a crossover from Kyler like that into a teardrop. There's Dansdale on the run out, finishes. The Thunder now to 82 points.
Looks like we might be having a big mass sub for the Thunder pretty soon.
Some of the younger players now see number 2, Kirsten Madsen, Hannah Williams, Jacqueline Sanjul, and Jane Ortlip, and Van Dusen playing down low as well. So an all underclassmen lineup for the Thunder for the last 4 minutes of the game. Here's Sanjul. Passes to Madsen. Now Williams. Driving on Jones. Tried to get it down low to Van Dusen, turned over. Coming the other way is McGee. To Smith. Jones gets fouled by Van Dusen. See Van Dusen just reached down a little bit. I don't know if she got much of Jones, but
just enough.
Jones with a strong post move there, I think, earned it. First free throw is in. Jones now with 17 points on the game, can get 18 with this one, and she does. So Brooke Jones up to her season average. Now Williams driving on Jones, and she's fouled. Strong take here by Williams. You can see how she might have averaged 27.2 points per game in high school with that kind of a drive. Makes the first free throw for her first point of her Wheaton College career.
That's always an exciting time. And also so far, even though they've subbed in an underclassman on the board, so far looks pretty similar. Lasso charging to the hoop, getting fouls, and still keeping the nice big lead.
Teammates congratulating her on getting her first couple points of her career. An exciting time for her, and congratulations to Hannah Williams.
It's also always nice seeing younger players getting in earlier on the season, because usually in the beginning of the year you have your starters playing, and usually maybe toward the end of the season you'll maybe get some playing time, but it's always nice within the first 2 games. Even if you're a freshman saying, I've already played at my first college game.
Yeah, big confidence booster for her to have gotten in so early. Thunder today shot 32 of 64 from the field for 50%, whereas Louisiana College 17 of 53, remaining at 32%. That's been a big difference, is the efficiency in this second half for the Thunder. McGee bringing the ball up, and now Melanson trying to find Jones, but denial of passes here by the Thunder. McGee floating sideways hits that shot. Sanjul kicks out to Ortlip, who fires a 3 high arcing off the rim. And they've got Williams for reaching over the back of Smith. There's a clock issue there. Resetting the clock to 2:41 with 27 seconds on the shot clock, and now the ball coming forward again. Ball to McGee. Down low to Jones, tipped away by Van Duzen, but then ball gets back to Jones after a pass from Leger.
Yeah, Thunder almost had a steal on the play, but since so many players are going after the ball, the defense kind of collapsed a little bit, which allowed Jones to get some points.
Ortlip driving. Kick out to Madsen. Thought about the shot, now switching to Sanjul. Down low to Van Duzen. Couldn't get the finish with the hook shot. Melanson for 3, no good. Well, with this win, the Thunder move to 2-0 on the season. They'll be back in action on Tuesday here in King Arena. Hannah and I will be here for that game, right?
Yep, and they're also playing against Loras College.
There's a take for Ortlip and a blocking call. So Ortlip has a chance from the line to get some points on the board. Franklin into the game as Brooke Jones takes a seat with 1.5 minutes left in the game. Probably won't see her back in. And of course tonight, following this game, it'll be a 5:30 audioless broadcast of the game between DePauw and UW River Falls. 2 men's teams, and then at 8 o'clock it will be the Wheaton College Thunder playing against Baldwin Wallace. Nate Stein, who's been on PA for this game, will transfer his talents over to this media table for play-by-play, and I will slide over to the next chair for color.
Dynamic team right there.
Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. UW River Falls was number 10 in the nation before getting knocked off by Baldwin Wallace. So a pretty big game, a lot of big implications. Baldwin Wallace with a couple really great players. It's a game you're certainly not going to want to miss. Williams, kick out to Madsen. She shoots a 3, no good. Rebounded by Van Duzen, though, for the putback.
Nice effort by Van Duzen. Getting the rebound and also getting the 2 points.
And I might have seen the slightest crack of a smile from Coach Madsen. I'm not sure. There's definitely no proof, but I think he's enjoying the end of this one as he sees some of his underclassmen getting some time. That one thrown out of bounds by Melanson with 32 seconds left on the clock.
Thunder ball.
Here's Williams. Dribbling it up. That one tipped out of bounds by Smith. Throw in now in San Jewel. So 1 second difference between game and shot clock. Now Ortlip, and she was fouled by Franklin. I think it was Franklin's leg just getting in the way of Ortlip's drive.
Yeah, just a little bit.
So Ortlip with another chance from the line with 2 shots. First free throw good. And the second one as well. 7 seconds left now for Smith, dribbling down the court. Tried to pass it down low to Leje, but couldn't get it to her, and that ends the game. Wheaton College Thunder win 89-56 over the Louisiana College Lady Wildcats.
Very nice game by the Thunder tonight, in addition to yesterday, so they're off to a nice start. We had some different players contributing tonight, such as Hannah Frazier with 20 points. We also had Devin Kyer have 10 points again. Jill Berg had a nice night with 13 points and 3 blocks. And Maggie Dansdale also had, I think, 16 points on this game. So very nice effort by the Thunder, and they're off to a nice roll.
Of course, Kelly Lawson didn't get a field goal made on the game, just with 2 points. But in the end, the Thunder still able to pull it out by a large margin. It's got to be a huge encouragement to Coach Madsen. Last night, Aston Francis only scoring 5 points for the men's team, and the Thunder still able to win by a similar margin. And last season, when Francis went out of the game, you were wondering where the points were going to come from. I think both Wheaton teams know that the rest of the team can really pick up the slack.
Exactly. Basketball is a team sport, and each team has faith in every one of their players. And we've seen tonight with Wheaton Thunder, especially for the women's team right now, we see different players stepping up from who weren't contributing as much yesterday, today, had great games. And I think it's just very encouraging. It's going to be a fun season to watch.
So the Wheaton Thunder win the Beth Baker Classic. Again, I'm Andrew Picking alongside Hannah Japp. Thank you for joining us for this Wheaton Thunder Sports Network broadcast produced by Sunrise Communications. Thunder will be back in action against Loris on this Tuesday. We'll be on the Wheaton Thunder Sports Network. But for now, so long.